Hey guys, this is Red Silvers, and welcome to the finale episode of Let's Play The Guardian Legend. Off screen, I filled up my chips and came back to the center room, because looking at our map, the final corridor is just over to the side there. And that's actually a room that I've been to earlier in this LP. You can go there as soon as you get into the labyrinth area, so right from the very beginning. And it's even marked like a corridor. But if you go in there before you've done everything else, it's just an empty room. But now that we've been everywhere, we have one final corridor, Corridor 21. So, one thing that I'm going to do today is I'm going to try to use all of the sub-weapons that we didn't really get a lot of use in today. Starting with the Bulletshot here as we head into the corridor. And the idea is to give everything a chance to shine. So this is our level 3 Bulletshot. Now this corridor is very simple. This is probably the easiest corridor because, hey look, it's Fleaba again. It's a boss rush corridor, and as you can see, Fleaba goes down really quick because he's just as strong as he was back in the day. Let's see here, what can we switch to now We'll switch to the front wave for the next boss here, which is Zib-Zub. So we're going to go ahead and just hit him with our front wave. Everything's going to be nice. He's going to go down real quick. Who do we have next? We're going to use our side wave for the Clawbot here. Just come up here on the side and just fire away. The nice thing about this is that you always have meteorites, so you always have the potential to get pickups. Even for fights that you wouldn't expect it. And Clawbot's down. Who do we have next? Optimon. So we're actually going to go with the tired and true fireball strategy for him, because we're not going to fuck with him. This is the red Optimon, the hardest version. So I'm just going to play it safe and use what we know works instead of playing around. You can use the grenade and it will destroy a seaweed too, but it's harder to aim. But that's an option, so just so that you don't think I'm completely flaking out. And this is the only time that you can fight the Optimon that you'll get regular pickups because of these meteorites. Same deal with our buddy Grimgrin here. We're going to use... Actually, no, we'll use the bullet shield. The useless bullet shield that I shot down so many times. We're going to use that. And it functionally is going to work the same as how our repeller worked. The idea is the same. We're doing pretty good. We're getting lots of help. This is where if you don't have enemy erasers, don't feel afraid to spam them. Luckily, we're doing pretty good. And I've mentioned that one thing you can do is you can use your saber against this guy. I'm not very good at that, because if you're not very good, you'll take a lot of damage. So I just prefer to play safe. And yeah, going straight from Optimon to Grimgrin, kind of a dick move, but that's okay. We'll survive. In fact, I ditched on this bullet shield a couple of times in the LP. We're going to go ahead and let it just ride through the Bombardier fight here, too. Because why not? And it's actually working out pretty well. So one thing you do have to keep in mind with this corridor is that there is a kind of a hard time limit. If you take too long, eventually enemies will stop spawning, and since you can't complete the corridor until you defeat all the bosses, that's a bad thing. Wow, I was just racking in the points there. So with that, the self-destruct goes off, we finish the corridor. We're gonna flee the planet in joy, or whatever you'd call it. And there it is from the title screen. There's the planet. And blam! So we just destroyed the lander's home. And then we get this little final shooter area. Good chance to top off if you're not topped off. Gonna switch our weapon here. We're going with the front wave again. Another weapon that didn't get a lot of use in the main LP here. And get a little bit of a meteorite barrage. Good chance to top off. And then we get the final boss of the game, which is called It. We're going to go ahead and let our front wave do a lot of the work here. Main trick with him is to dodge his hands. But since you have the ability to farm off of his pickups, he's not as health strict as some of the bosses, like the Optimons that you can't farm health pickups off. Those are a lot harder than this guy to me, because at least here, if you're screwing up, you can always whip out your enemy erasers and hit his projectiles until you get pickups. And a little bit here we're going to switch gears, but for now we're just going to let the front wave wail on him. We're doing really good. And this is where use your enemy erasers if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and do that actually, because it's get some pickups. And remember, you can sit and hit them repeatedly to farm pickups. It's not working out too well for me now, because there's not a lot of things on the screen, but that's okay. There are a lot of weapons you can use for this boss. You can use the side wave and just hide in the corner of the screen and hit him. I like taking the frontal assault here, because it goes through his hands, so you can hit the meaty center there. I'm going to go ahead and switch now. That's the repeller. I want the Seeker. And we're just going to let them wail on him for a bit. Come on, give me a good pickup. Alright, he's changing colors. He's getting angry. He gets a little bit more aggressive. He's going to start throwing more stuff. He's turning red. Let's get our enemy erasers. This is our chance to farm health if we need to. Get lots of pickups. Come on, give me something. There we go. Get that heart. Get that heart. And thank you to the person that told me about this glitch. It's really a big help here, as you can see. Alright, let's switch back to our Seeker now. We're in good shape. And they're just going to wreck him. The main thing is if I get too low on chips, I want to switch out. Although with him being red already, I don't think that's going to be an issue. Seeker's going to pretty much wreck on him. Good stopping point is about 1200. You don't want to get so low that you lose your shots. And there we go. It is down. So with that, we get our final score. Mission complete. I gotta say, you guys, it's been a great fun sharing this game with you. And maybe I am the greatest player, but you guys are the greatest audience. So now they're gonna give us our credits. There's a person credited for the password system, so we know who to blame for that terrible mess. And I gotta say, I'm really glad to play through this for you guys. Like I said before, this game is very nostalgic. It's one of my childhood favorites. I found out that it recently got named as one of the top 10 overlooked NES games, and it was actually number 1 on the list, so I hope that if you never heard of this game, that this makes you want to go out and try it, and I hope that if you have played it, that I've done the game justice in your eyes. Once you finish the ending credits here, you actually get a password. TGL for the Guardian Legend. And your first thought might be, well, that's not very long. The passwords are like 32 digits long, and that's only 3. So, where does that come into play? Well, this was the final episode of the game. That's true. But there is some bonus content that I'm going to do. Got a couple of things in mind. So join me next time and we're going to check out that TGL password. I'll try and do my best to explain what that's all about. And we'll go from there. But until then, this has been Red Silvers. Have yourself a good night.